Hey there folks, this is GreenyXI welcoming you right back to Let's Play Higurashi. In the last episode, we had a ton of stuttering for about a minute or two in the middle. So, I had a look online and there were about 1,000,000 solutions going on about how to solve it. I've gone through a couple and tested, and I think I've come to the solution of how to get it to go through a whole video without doing it. I've lowered the quality a little bit on OBS, so I hope it ain't too noticeable. Even still, it's just a visual novel, so it's not like it's too intensive, so I can't see why it would be that. But who knows? Who really knows? Anyway, let's get on with Chapter 7, now that we've had a word with our favourite photographer and his good pal, who's a bit sadistic in her own right. And anyway, let's get going. Many of my classmates were playing freely in the schoolyard. A few of them had just run out of the school building after putting on their shoes and tapping their toes to the ground. It looked like they had just finished eating lunch. From a time-manipulating standpoint, I guess I succeeded. "Oh, my Bara-san! Are you okay?" A few girls noticed me and came running over. It was only natural they were worried. You'd think if someone wasn't there in the morning, they'd be out the rest of the day. Yeah, you'd think they were so sick, you know. "Well, I'm just late for school. Don't worry about it. Anyway, what about Satoko? Did she come today?" The girls exchanged glances. I saw a thin shadow fall over their faces and knew the answer without needing to hear them reply. She didn't come to school again because of her bloody uncle. Satoko was absent today too. When all was said and done, after being out 3 days, she'd only come back for 1. And now she was out again. Who knew if she would come back tomorrow? Yeah. But the teacher said she got a phone call from Satoko-chan. She said she had a cold. Chie-sensei said everyone should make sure to rinse their mouths out really well. Oh, because of a cold. Is that something you do? Wait a minute, Chie-sensei. That's a little too thick-headed, don't you think? You're a teacher, aren't you? Why can't you be more sensitive and catch on to the fact that your pupil is sending out an SOS? But even if she did, there was nothing we could hope for. The most she could do was a home visitation. She didn't have any right to take Satoko from her uncle into safety. No matter the result, it would end up just like the public agencies, with a wait-and-see attitude. Everyone seems to be doing that. It would just piss Satoko's uncle off, and her suffering would only grow deeper. Them wasn't saying she had a cold the best option. She's right. Be careful not to catch a cold, got it? You can go now. There's still plenty of time left in lunch break. The girls excitedly scattered into the schoolyard. "Oh, Keiichi-kun!" Rena was yelling out the classroom window, waving her hand. A moment later, Mion and Rika-chan poked their heads out too. You can just imagine it, their heads just popping out of her window. "We were very worried that even you would be absent today." "Thank goodness. You don't seem sick. You look pretty okay." "Yeah, I slept in." I felt a little uncomfortable with her saying that I didn't look sick, but I didn't care that much. "What happened? Overslept?" "Uh-huh. Well, late is late. Think if I said I was late because of a train accident, she'd let it slide?" "You overslept." Mion was being a bit persistent. Was she going to put on her club president cap and scold me for being late? Well, maybe she didn't have it in for me, so I briefly stated that she was right. "There's still more bento. Everyone eat up. Without Keiichi-kun here, we couldn't have any fun." Ah, that's a nice word to say. Satoko is still absent, huh? Even Rena, feigning cheerfulness, couldn't stand to hear that, and her face darkened. Oh, she called this morning. Apparently, she said her cold came back and she was staying home again. She said it might go on for a while too. How can you know how long a cold is going to go on for? Suspicious. She called this morning. Apparently she said oh, she must be sad, so we were all talking about going to visit. "What are you saying, Rika-chan?" Not pleased with Rika-chan wearing a wide smile as though it was a happy occasion, I threw cold water on her. Ugh. We know best of all she doesn't have a cold, don't we? Don't ever tell a fib like that again, even as a joke. I'll get mad next time. Ugh. Rika-chan furrowed her brow, looked down, and mumbled an apology. "It's not just you, Keiichi-kun. It's hard for everyone. I know I'm not the only one worrying, but none of us can do anything either, can we?" "That's true, but... I got the feeling I would cause another fight if this exchange went on, so I apologized first. Sorry. I'm sorry, so forget about what I just said. It's hard for everyone, right? It must be. It was at least clear, however, that I was the only one who had worried so much about rescuing her. He was the one who stayed up late and came to school late and everything. because of her. At the very least, everyone else probably got the normal amount of sleep last night. Probably had good dreams too. They definitely hadn't stayed up all night thinking so desperately. I know it might not be what you want to hear right after you get to school, but you were late today, Kei-chan. Did it have anything to do with Satoko being absent? Yeah, something like that. Huh? Mion, what are you talking about? Sometimes you act kind of foolhardy, Kei-chan. When both you and her were absent this morning, we seriously thought you might have kidnapped her and hidden her somewhere. Well, he was thinking about chucking her in the cupboard and having a waz in the cupboard and everything. Easy for you to say, wardrobe, sorry, or something like that. If I could have, I'd have done that last night. None of them had really thought about how difficult that clear-as-day solution was. I was up thinking all night, thinking until the night was brightening. And then, I concluded that I couldn't do anything of the sort. Don't be dumb. I couldn't hide someone. You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize if I upset you. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let's eat some food. They could hide her, away from someone's house, couldn't they? Like, some abandoned place. I watched Erased lately, that anime, where they hid the girl in an abandoned school bus or something. I think it was a school bus. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let's eat some food. I'm starving. I took my bento box out of my bag. Everyone moved to make a spot for me to sit. Yeah. Oh, hello. My Baba-kun, did you just get here? She looks angry. And just as I was about to stick my chopsticks in, Chie-sensei came along. Yeah. Sorry for being late. Overslept. What the heck? Even the teacher was giving me that strange look. When you finished eating, could you and the president come to the teacher's lounge? There's something I want to talk about. Oh, what could it be? Probably about Satoko, I thought. Well, yeah, probably, but what about it? Sensei left it at that and went back out into the hallway. It's so nice to have a new character. I know she's been around a little bit in other arcs before this, but this is her properly coming into the game. It will be. Eating lunch can wait. Let's go, Mion. You're right. Mion and I exchanged looks, nodded to each other, and got up. It's probably about Satoko-chan. No doubt about it. They were saying she had a cold, but everyone in class knew the truth. I didn't think that wouldn't have reached the teacher's ears by now. I kept playing dumb, so I think she gave up asking me. Revealing the truth to the teacher would only worsen the situation. Was that why she hadn't said anything? Or was it because she was Satoko's friend, and knew that she was trying to endure the trial of her uncle's abuse in order to get her brother to come home? What should we do? Maybe we should use this chance to get a collective opinion. What do you want to do, Rika-chan? Meep. That's a good idea. Satoko's closest and best friend was Rika-chan. However much I pretended to be her Nini, it didn't come close to the amount of time they'd spent together. So I felt like her opinion should be held in the highest regard. It's nice how they're all getting together. Like in the second arc, we saw how all of Hinamizawa could get together collectively and help out anyone. So, is that going to happen in this arc as well? I know why Satoko is enduring her uncle's torture. Everyone looked startled and turned to me. Back then, whenever Satoko was abused, she probably cried and hid behind her brother. But Satoko thinks that, in the end, that's why her brother ran away. Guilt. Who did you hear that from? The coach, I bet. I nodded quietly. Satoko believes her brother will come back if she can withstand the abuse. Maybe that's why she's trying to push through. But that assumption has nothing to do with Satoshi coming back. It hurts to say that about Satoko, but it's the truth. Everyone hung their heads. Everyone was thinking the same thing. Satoko probably won't be happy no matter who helps her. She wants to withstand everything with her own strength. But is it really right to respect that? I don't think it is. Well, no, she could risk being killed for God's sake. Even if Satoko hates us for a while, I think there will come a time when we need to save her against her will. Yeah, exactly. And I think that time might be now. I told them all about what I saw and how I felt when I went to Satoko's house yesterday. Keiichi-kun, so you think we should tell someone? Of course! Only after we're sure that reporting it to a public agency will guarantee her safety. Without being sure of that, it could just get more dangerous for her instead. It's a difficult problem. You think we can get a definite promise out of the teacher? I had no confidence, but we had to try. Meanwhile, Rika-chan had her hand raised for a while, as if asking for an opportunity to speak. I will leave it to Keiichi. What? Is that okay, Rika-chan? Keiichi is thinking about Satoko more than anybody else here. If Keiichi thinks that we need to tell someone, then I have no complaints. That's better than leaving her to be abused, isn't it? Even if it comes to nothing, she gets abused more. At least you got the chance to do it, to do something. Thanks, Mion. Renna, you okay with that? Mion seemed to hesitate, not knowing if she should agree. But when she saw Renna's firm nod, she made up her mind and did the same. Okay, let's go, Mion. Right. Ooh, what are they gonna do? They're gonna tell teacher. Only Chie-sensei was in the teacher's lounge. We didn't see the principal anyway. We haven't seen him in the game, have we? We see him in the anime all the time. The schedule on the blackboard under the principal's name said training going straight home. Our principal's sense of justice was too strong. Satoko's problems wouldn't be solved with something so vague. Maybe it was a stroke of good luck that he wasn't here. When the teacher saw Mion and I come in, she closed up her curry bento, saving the rest for later. Of course. Sit over there, please. She told us to take a seat in the chairs directly in front of the principal's seat. I hadn't sat in this chair since doing the paperwork for transferring in. The two of us sat there uncomfortably before the teacher walked over carrying a notebook and a ballpoint pen and sat in front of us. My Barakun, you're absent this morning. Did something happen? I'm sorry, I overslept. Really? I've no reason to lie. She narrowed her eyes at me in suspicion. Now I was sure of it. She wanted to talk about Satoko. In any case, I think you two already know, but your friend Hojo-san has been away frequently lately. Neither Mion nor I had anything to say in response, but the teacher proceeded, not minding. Would you happen to know anything? There are some people in class spreading bad rumours. Mion looked down and remained silent, as though she were being lectured. She sent me a quick glance. Everyone had made up their minds. They'd be leaving things to me. It's all up to Keiichi. This arc is where you see Keiichi be really strong, actually. Like in the last two arcs. In the first arc especially, he was quite weak because, he was the victim. So this is the one where you see the strength of Keiichi. Mion-kun? Or you, my Barakun? I won't get mad or anything, okay? If you know something, I just want you to tell me. Sensei, can we ask you a question first? She must not have anticipated that response. She looked surprised. I don't know what rumours are going around about Satoko in class, but if those rumours happen to be true, what would you do, Sensei? Oh. Well, what would I do? If it's true that she's being abused by her uncle, then I can't leave it alone. Can't leave what alone exactly? What would you do? Sensei's eyebrows shot up. Junk. Maybe I said it like I was trying to pick a fight. My Barakun, I'm being serious here. So am I. I'm also being completely serious right now. Please answer me. If it were true, what wouldn't you leave alone? Sensei took a few breaths and began to speak slowly. First, I'd have to visit Hojo-san's house to confirm the situation. Her uncle might get mad and drive you away, though. Well, okay. Let's say you did meet with Satoko and her uncle. Then what? Then I'd ask whether it was true. Once I got the facts, I'd go from there. Please stop talking so vaguely. What exactly would you do? Even despite my tone being so provocative, Chie-sensei bit back her emotions and listened calmly. I thought then that she was a good teacher. Chie-sensei really did have her students' best interests at heart. But she didn't have the power or the authority to save Satoko. If she let her sense of justice run away with her, the situation could get more complex. Sensei folded her arms, and for a few moments she closed her eyes as though mentally concentrating. And when they opened again, there was a strictness in her eyes I'd never seen before. There's a law called the Child Welfare Law. There is indeed. It clearly states that abuse against children will not be allowed, no matter who it is. So it would seem. Then what? I'd contact the prefecture's child consultation centre. You said just now that I would be turned away, didn't you? Child welfare officers can bring the police with them if the situation demands. They will not submit to intimidation. How many days would it take after you contact the social worker and submit the paperwork for her to be saved? It would be the same day. Their job is to guarantee the immediate safety of children. I know that. That's if they decide there's an urgent need. If they didn't, then they do the same as you. They go from there. They just wait and see, right? They just watch. It would make Satoko's uncle's mood sour, and Satoko would be stuck with him there. Kei-chan, that's going a little too far. Well, no, it's probably what would happen. I'm not lying, am I? Last year, or the year before, whatever. That's exactly what happened when the child welfare people came, isn't it? And what happened then? You and Sensei would know about it a lot better than I would. I'd said too much. I didn't need Mion to tell me that. I was talking crazy and itching for a fight. I was supposed to be telling her about the situation only after I was sure we could save Satoko, but I basically told her everything right from the start. Chie-sensei looked at the clock, stood up, and picked up the phone at the principal's seat. Hello? Put me through to extension 3455, please. Ooh, what's she doing? Is this okay, Kei-chan? Is this really okay? It was too late. The dice had been cast. Now we could only pray. Oh, thank you for answering my call. I'm Chie, a licensed teacher at the Hinamisawa branch school, where Director Watanabe happened to be in the guidance office. Yes, that's right. Something urgent came up, so I'd like to contact the principal as soon as I can. Yes, thank you. Please tell him immediately. Yes, thank you. The teacher put down the phone and tilted her head back and took a breath like I always did. I'll ask the two of you again. Are the rumours going around class really true? Yes. Yesterday I went to Satoko's house and I saw for myself just how bad it really is. You can leave the rest to me. I'll definitely do something for Satoko-chan. We got an adult on our side. That's amazing. Something? Please stop saying such ambiguous things. Not something. We have to save her. If they end up deciding to wait and see again, how do you plan on taking responsibility? I hear a phone. While I was yelling, the phone rang. Chie-sensei snatched the receiver up first. Hello? Oh, I apologize for interrupting your training. Yes. Actually, it's about the issue with Satoko Hojo-san. Yes. Sensei waved us away, telling us we could leave now. Mion went to leave, but I held my ground. I had a responsibility to make sure she stopped saying such vague, ambiguous things. If it didn't look like she was going to say anything substantial, then I'd tell them the truth, even if I had to steal the phone from her. Yes. No, I haven't contacted them yet. Yes. I haven't confirmed it, but it seems pretty bad from what the children are saying. It's not just pretty bad. Do something about it. Right now. If you're going to report it, then I don't care who you tell. But I swear, if they end up just waiting and watching, I will never forgive you. I yelled angrily at Sensei and the principal on the other end. I wanted to somehow, some way, convey to them just how dangerous her situation was right now. I understand that. I'll tell them as much. Mion-kun, please take my Barakun back to the classroom. Ah, yes, ma'am. Let's go, Kei-chan. We should leave this to the teachers now. Yeah, leave it to the people who can actually do something. You better promise. Until the very last moment, I glared at Sensei. Chie-sensei was being pressured by the likes of me. Idiot, this isn't the time to feel pressured. Now's the time when you give me a firm nod that I'll set my mind at ease. Even so, we've already left things in her hands. At this point, we really can't do anything but pray. Bang! Mion shut the door to the teacher's lounge. Oh, that's the end. That went really quick. That was a quick part, actually. Things are finally moving along, and this is going to keep going until the end now, where I think the slow parts have actually been left behind. I think. I mean, I don't know, but... Okay, let's check out the tips as well. That was a really good part. I enjoyed that a lot. Influence. Yes, influenced by adults and all that is going to be good. Okay, let's have a little look. Statistics from the Ministry of... Oh, I went too quick. Oh. Year 19... Blah. Principal abusers in cases reported to the Ministry of Health and Welfare. Let's see if they're taking us seriously then, shall we? I think this might be the last time it happened, right? Total, 5,352. Mother by blood, 2,943, 55%. Not sure what that means, really. Mother not by blood, 203, 3.8%. Father by blood, 1,445, 27%. Father not by blood, 488, 9.1%. I'm not entirely sure what that's going on about. Year 19, blah. Instances by type of abuse and cases reported to the Ministry of Health and Welfare. Total, a lot. There's been a lot of abuse. 5,352. Physical abuse, 2,780 of them. Oh, the last one by blood was who was abused number, this seems to be. Neglect, abandonment of child, 32%. Psychological abuse, harder to prove, I'd imagine, 8.6%, so that's why it's so low, maybe. Forbidden from going to school, 1.4%. Sexual violence, 5.8%. Wow, that's quite high. I think. Wonder if that's happening to Satoko. Don't know, do you? Just don't know. Oh, that's it. It's just giving some stats about... Yeah, exactly. Statistics from the Ministry of Health and Welfare. I wonder if that's realistic stats, do you reckon? I know that's about Hinamizawa, but I don't know. It might be. No, it's not Hinamizawa, is it? I'm not sure now. Anyway, we're done. So, this has been Greeny XI. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to give me some feedback on this episode based on video quality and stuff, because I have, like I said at the start, I have decreased it a bit, and I don't know how it's going to turn out properly now with a proper recording. I've done tests and stuff, but you never really know until you fully go into it. I never do anyway. So anyway, thanks again for watching, folks. See you again. Which one? No. See you again in a bit, folks.